Big changes coming to our currency. We now know what type of changes. For all of you Broadway fans, Alexander Hamilton will stay on the front of the $10 bill, but several notable women from American history will appear on the back. We don't know who that will be just yet, but we do know who will be on the $20 bill. Civil rights activist Harriet Tubman will replace Andrew Jackson. And this is a mock-up created by the group Women on 20s of what the bill would look like with Tubman on it. Treasury Secretary Jack Lew spoke to our Julianna Goldman just a short time ago.
How surprised were you that this turned out to be more controversial than you initially anticipated?
Well, I wasn't surprised, because whenever you have to make choices, you don't have the ability to do everything that's a good idea, and people have a lot of good ideas. I think when we listened, there was a clear drift that the $20 bill has a special meaning because people, when they go to the money machine and they get 4 or 5 or 10 20s, that's what's in their pocket. And having a woman on the 20 was really important, and I think Harriet Tubman will tell a powerful story about what an individual can do in this country to change the course of history.
All right, Julianna Goldman, who just spoke to Secretary Lew, is joining us now to talk about this. So, Julianna, I wonder, and a lot of people are perhaps wondering if perhaps the Hamilton musical had any influence at all on the decision. But to my thinking, I feel like not enough people have seen it. I can't even get tickets. So I wonder if how much of a role it played.
Well, I mean, Vlad, I think that's a good point to make here, in that some of the hype around Hamilton being the deciding factor in the currency redesign is really overblown. And I asked Lew about that, and he certainly pushed back on it. I mean, you also had people like the former Fed chairman Ben Bernanke saying that Hamilton shouldn't be removed from the $10 bill and that we should be focusing on the $20 bill instead. Now, it's worth noting, though, that all along, even when Lew announced this originally last June, he was never saying that Hamilton was going to get the boot. His original idea was to choose a woman who'd be joining Hamilton on the $10 bill, and so we've been waiting for him to announce what that was exactly going to look like. And then, as you heard him say just there in that interview, things changed, and he decided to go bigger. That it wasn't just going to be focusing on the $10 bill. He moved to the 20 and also to the 5. And so we do know what those now are going to look like. We know what the concepts of them are.
Yeah. So I find it interesting. So Hamilton helped create the U.S. Treasury Department. He helped create our financial system. So removing him off the currency didn't strike me as making a whole lot of sense. On the other hand, Andrew Jackson, for all of the, there are a lot of people who think that he helped save the Union during the War of 1812, during the Battle of New Orleans, but he was a slave owner. There were serious problems with Native Americans and his role in all of that. And Andrew Jackson opposed the creation of a central bank. So it makes a little sense to give Jackson the boot, doesn't it?
Well, exactly, and you can't really look. You can't look around the Treasury Department and not see images of Alexander Hamilton. So again, Hamilton was never going to get the boot. Now, we do want to note that Jackson isn't exactly getting the boot, but he's going to the back of the bill. The back of the $20 bill is still going to have an image of Andrew Jackson and an image of the White House, while Harriet Tubman will be the face of that currency.
That is really fascinating that they would have somebody like Harriet Tubman, who clearly a civil rights leader, activist, abolitionist, Union spy, who led some 50, 60, 70 slaves to freedom on the Underground Railroad, is going to share the currency with Andrew Jackson, who of course was a president of the United States but also owned slaves. So that's kind of fascinating.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's funny, Vlad. I mean, well, not funny, but she had to fight to get a pension for $20 a month toward the end of her life, and now she's going to be gracing the front of the $20 note. So it's a fitting tribute to her and the contributions that she's made to our country and history as a whole.
Absolutely. Julianna Goldman, great. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
You bet.